my friends. It's an honor to be here with you today. Enjoy spending time with church leaders who are passionate about growth and becoming better. Over the next few minutes, we're going to be talking and focusing on three trends that highlight why church finances matter more now than ever before. The first one is going to be the decline in religious giving. The second one is going to be the low tithing participation. And the third is going to be generational giving gaps. The generational shift in church members, many of us know that the attendance has been in sharp decline. Right now, church membership has dropped to 47%. That is the lowest it has been. What's interesting is that people are still claiming church membership, but they're not necessarily attending. So you'll notice by the different generations what we have. This graph shows us that right now, baby boomers, 57% are the ones that claim church membership, and then it just continues to go down from there. There's a shift happening, and it's happening very quickly. Now, let's look at the attendance versus now then the giving. So with the giving, here's what we find is that the top two generations, the silent generation and the baby boomers, they actually make up at 69% of all giving. And to me, this is very startling because they're at the end stages of life and they're hitting retirement. So we'll be talking about that in just a second. So you'll notice that baby boomers are 43% of total giving, and then it goes from there. The giving gap by generation, here's the youngest generations, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z. What they are doing is there's a huge difference in how they define what generosity is. Generosity is more about serving, it's more about giving of their time. They would rather participate, they'd rather be volunteers, they would rather go on trips than they would to actually give their money. Now, some of this could be the fact that they maybe don't have as much money, the financial hurdles that you'll see. Obviously, they at this point they have more debt. Even just looking at credit card debt, Gen Z has $16,000 worth of debt. Millennials are at $48,000 worth of credit card debt. That's enough to give anybody an ulcer. My gosh. Now, the impact of the baby boomer retirement, because they are the largest givers and also the largest church members, I want to focus in on this group for just a second because it's 43% of total charitable giving in the entire country comes through this group. At this point, by the time and in less than 5 years, we're going to have every one of the baby boomers that are going to end up being at retirement, going to be over 65. And so that's going to be a pretty big shift when we start looking at the gaps here. Also, what we're going to hit is that means they're all going to be getting into retirement. Once they move into retirement, they have several factors that are going to be hitting and shifting the finances for the baby boomers. One is going to be inflation. You notice up at the top that that quote is quite shocking when you see a $1 in 1977 is the equivalent of $5.27 in today's terms. That comes from the Federal Reserve in Minneapolis. So not only do the baby boomers have the shift in inflation, they also have 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 every single day. This shift is changing the way in which they're going to be able to give. They're the largest givers, but once they hit their retirement where they're no longer going to be having their wages, it is going to begin to shift. Look at what the stats are telling us that are only 24% of boomers are actually secure with their retirement plans. They have enough money to be able to last throughout their entire retirement. The rest, that means 76%, are going to be struggling at some form. And when that begins to happen, if they're living off of just Social Security, that is going to impact their giving ability. So what we have, this is to me one of the greatest opportunities that we have in studying the finances and studying and understanding the trends that are happening. Over the next 2 decades, what we have is the greatest wealth transfer in human history. There's going to be $84 trillion, which is going to be passed down from one generation to the next generation. That means the top two generations are going to be shifting, and the money will be moving to the next generations. The problem is if they don't know how to handle their money, if they don't know how to budget, if they don't know how to put in good financial strategies, they're going to end up going through that wealth very quickly. And the other thing that's happening is they're not giving at the same level that the ones passing who have been giving. So that is going to create a huge gap. Now, here's the win. Less than 5% of people include giving in their estate planning. So to me, when we have this amount of money moving and transferring to the next generation, we have a huge opportunity to be able to raise up and train. So the solution is really pretty clear. It comes back to how are we teaching people how to handle money, the discipling, the equipping. We know that giving is from the heart and it's a matter of the heart. So what we have to do is we have to get back in touch with the biblical financial stewardship, and it must be a holistic approach. And we're going to have to talk about it from the pulpit all the way down through the small groups. It's going to have to include not just giving, but it's going to have to talk about how they're handling their money in their day to day. It's going to have to talk about budgets and getting out of debt, retirement planning. It's also going to have to talk about creating structures for long-term sustainability, tax reduction strategies, planning for the future. The strategies that has worked in the past will not be working here in the future, and it's a time for us to put into play some new strategies. So what you don't know can actually hurt you financially. If you don't know these new financial strategies, if you don't understand how to reshift and shape your money and put it into a new game plan, it's going to end up coming back to bite you. So, a couple things. One of the reasons I'm here is I just have a passion for the church, for God's people to take the leadership and step into their financial calling. So, here's what I want to encourage people to do is to step out and start learning some practical financial strategies to equip not only yourself, but also equip your members to be able to step into really truly their calling. So there are retirement income planning strategies. Did you know that somebody at 25, if they just put up $250 a month into certain programs, certain strategies, they could end up being a millionaire without having to do anything extra as far as even saving going further? Did you know there's things called infinite banking or your family bank where you can actually begin to create a financial strategy where you take control of your money for the future? There's annuities that can create some tax-free guaranteed income for yourself as well. There's life insurance strategies such as Jerry Falwell put one of these in place where he paid off at his passing, where he paid off Liberty University. Planned giving and endowments. There's all kinds of different strategies that need to be talked about and looked at. And the problem is that often we don't know enough about it to even be able to talk about this with our people or to bring those strategies in. There's strategies even to protect and safeguard your 401k so you don't have to worry about the next 2008 or the next 2020 taking out half your retirement income. We've been able to help, and I'm so excited about how we're able to help people. They come to us, and just like John and Sue, they come to us and just say, "Hey, we'd love to create some retirement income. How do we do that? What does that look like for even making some kind of a strategy for being able to give to our church?" And we're able to help them out. So here's some of the key questions: is that do we really need to bring financial education to the church? And the answer is yes. Why? Because right now the baby boomers are going to be passing. It's not a maybe, so it might not be if we just have faith we're going to get through this. No, the baby boomers are going to be transitioning. Retirement's happening. The greatest wealth transfer is going to happen whether we plan for it or not. But if we begin to plan right now and we begin to handle our tithing better, we begin to handle the donations better, we begin to talk about it in different ways, we create strategies to help our people, what's going to happen is we can create a healthier church for the future so that we can ride out and move to developing the next generations to be able to become the leaders. Guys, I'm so excited about just the opportunities that we have. I want to say thank you. I'm deeply passionate about financial empowerment and helping people and helping families, helping businesses secure their financial future. I'm ready to help you create some strategies for yourself personally, also for your church or whatever helps advance God's kingdom. Even if I gave you just something to think about today, I'm pretty excited about that. You can contact me. I will get you those slides. Just send me an email, put it in the chat here, and I'll send you the slides today. We do have some other solutions for you as well: employee benefits, 401ks, for maybe your business partners and things in the church. And we also have some business protection. Thank you so much. You guys have a blessed day. All right.